What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Former Insight Podcast with your host, Maddox, man. Let's get straight into this, man. Another disturbing story, man. I think it happened last year sometime. But, I came across this story of this deranged lady who unalived a beautiful young soul. She unalived her stepdaughter. This is 1000% ridiculous. Let's jump into the story.
Good afternoon, I'm Lauren McCoy.
And I'm Liz Reyes. The Jefferson Parish coroner says a preliminary autopsy shows 6-year-old Bella Fontenelle died of manual strangulation with blunt force injuries to the head. Meanwhile, the woman accused of her death is now in jail, booked with her murder.
And the horrific killing left the Harahan neighborhood in shock, but police say their investigation is far from over. Natasha Robert explains.
She had the biggest smile. It seemed to be, she was the first one that would approach you, and share and just giggle and how you doing.
The Harahan community is still reeling from the tragic death of 6-year-old Bella Fontenelle.
And I would see the little girl and her older sister out in the driveway playing many times, riding their little bikes, and the mother would sit out there with them. The grandmother and grandfather would sit out there with them, and it was just beautiful to watch them.
Investigators say her father's girlfriend, Hannah Landon, also known as Bunnick Landon, killed little Bella, stuffed her in a 10-gallon chlorine bucket, and left it on her mother's front lawn late Tuesday night. The sheriff's office says it recovered surveillance video showing Landon walking down the street that night with a wagon in tow, carrying the bucket. She's now booked with first.
Y'all seen that, y'all? Did y'all just see that? Let's rewind it for a second. Look. She's literally got the little girl in that bucket right there in the street. Walking down the street. With a dead little girl inside there, man. And she's going to bring it to the actual mother's home. Yo. What? This is an evil bitch. This is straight death penalty worthy.
Street that night with a wagon in tow, carrying the bucket. She's now booked with first-degree murder and obstruction of justice and is being held without bond.
We've been a small bedroom community for years. We average a murder once every 3.5, 4 years. And it's a tragic thing.
Harahan Police Chief Edward LaPrey says just after midnight, early Wednesday morning, Landon came into the Harahan police station asking for help.
Officer spoke to her. She seemed a little bit out of it. And they called to have her, she was asking for a transport. So they called for an ambulance to come pick her up. And once the ambulance came and picked her up, they transported her to a local hospital to be evaluated.
And that's where police say they eventually located and arrested her for murder. People who live near Bella's mother say they're in shock.
I thought everything was all American, as you would say. I know she was working through a stressful divorce. She did share that. But it seemed to be, she was okay with it. I mean, she seemed to be moving forward with that situation.
But court documents show there was conflict between the mother and Landon or Lim dating back to 2021. In one incident, court documents show the two women got into a physical confrontation during a swim meet for one of the kids, and Bella's father had to intervene. In another incident, the two seemed to scuffle during a soccer game. Chief LaPrey says the investigation into the little girl's murder is far from over.
We're going to work to the end to try to make sure we get a conviction. This is a small baby, and any family would be devastated. I can only imagine what the mother and father is going through right now.
Can you imagine losing your baby from a step parent? Or from, this is insane to me. Now, fellas out there, if you have children out there and you got a girlfriend, which is being the active stepmoms or a wife, a new wife that's not the mother of your child, you have to be 1000% careful, because there's women out here who will harm your children just because they're mad at the mother. And ladies out there, you have to be aware of the stepfathers you pick for your children for the same exact reasons. So basically what she did was she basically unalive this girl by strangling her, then threw her in that bucket with the chemicals in it, and then try to play crazy to get evaluated like she's bugging out to lessen the blow. She deserved the death penalty. Like now, like this happened last year, so it should have happened at that moment. But I did pull up other videos, and the county voted that this is not death penalty worthy. So she won't be receiving the death penalty. But guess what they gave her? They gave this lady a bail of $2.5 million. How do she even get bail?
Now that prosecutors have decided this is not a capital murder case, the judge set a bond for Landon at $2.5 million.
Yo, no. This is nuts. That lady, I'm telling you, what I think they should do, hear me out, y'all. People sound crazy for saying this, but for people out there who are raping kids, right, and unaliving children, they should get a special type of punishment. And what I mean by that is the family members of the victims should be able to beat you until you unalive. Instead of them giving you lethal injection or the electric chair, they should be able to either torture you or they pull the trigger on you versus the state does it. And if the family members refuse to do it, and then the state take over. What the yo? RP to the little princess, man. Sad. With that being said, man, like I always said, children are the most unprotected. I'm telling you, these women out here, not saying all women, but these women are the biggest ops to children. They're so emotional, unstable. They're so radical at times that they just bug out for whatever reason and take their anger out on children because they know that children can't really defend themselves. So they become the new bully. Many always say, men oppress us, they're powerful, but you oppress children. Now, I'm not saying all women. I'm just going to the people who actually taking the punishment out on children. Right? So with that being said, till next time, stupid ass bitch. Later.